guys. Welcome back to Broke and Living.
Sorry, we are still getting ourselves situated. This is going to be a quick one. Hopefully there's no one after us because setup took freaking forever today.
Yeah, it did take a while.
Yeah.
But besides our setup, how's your day going so far?
Fine. Yeah. I woke up, went on my phone. I haven't done much because my day doesn't even start until right now /4 because I have class at 4.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. My day's been pretty good. Same thing. I just been up. I did some homework.
Okay, studious.
No, for real. I have to do my little thing. But yeah, that was pretty much my day.
Yeah.
We can talk about. Oh my gosh, my chair going down.
Oh my god.
Hold on, y'all.
Oh my god.
Going up.
Technical difficulties.
But let's talk about our weekend. It was fun.
It was fun.
So for you guys who don't know, we went to Global Citizen Fest. If you guys don't know what Global Citizen Fest is, it's pretty much just a festival for social justice to defend the planet, and just to talk about poverty and ways to help the world be a better place.
Yeah. I had no idea what it was. I got a voice memo from Bryce over the summer being so I had to do this thing for this festival and I don't know if I'm going to get tickets or not. It's in September, but if I get tickets, can you come with me? Because I don't want to go by myself. And I was like, yeah, sure. Not expecting that we were actually going to go.
Please.
But we went. It was so fun. Minus some things, because
the performers were it was Doja Cat, Post Malone, Lisa, Ray, and Jelly Roll, and Benson Boone,
and Raul
Alejandro.
Can't forget that was the last one that we've
he was
I think that was it. Oh, and Ed Sheeran and Chris Martin also performed. That was a surprise.
Yeah, that was a surprise performance, which was cool.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't really mess with Ed Sheeran, but hey, y'all do y'all.
No, it was really fun though. We were in GA. We were really close up to the stage. I'm not gonna lie. I showed Jacqueline the photo that you took of Doja that you posted. Yeah, I was damn, we were really close. We were really close.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for these two girls that were in front of us during Doja because they're shorter. One is maybe an inch taller than me. The other one is 2-3 inches shorter than me.
Yeah.
And there's this big ass man, big boy in front of these girls and his wife, who's a tall lady, and she got some shoulders on her. So they're blocking these two girls. They asked them in between, because I will say, I was really annoyed with the in-between shit. I'm sorry. I get it was really important and it was for the cause, which makes sense. Some of the stories were really important. It was really important, some of the stories that they had the speakers come and do. However, they were dragging that bitch, especially because we were out in the rain. It was misting the entire time. Yeah. So can we get on with it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was raining. Pretty much majority of the whole festival, it was raining.
Yeah.
I really like the speeches.
Poncho.
I just think since it was recorded and it's live and stuff, that's why they were so long. But they did drag out. But I feel if it wasn't recorded like that, if it was actual just a live festival like that, they wouldn't have been that long.
That makes
sense. But since it was people watching on YouTube, they had to do them 10 minutes.
I had to keep remembering that, being oh my God, wait. This is live. We're one of those people that you see in the crowd. That's crazy.
No, yeah. But I would say everyone, if you guys want to go next year, they have them all over the place. I don't know if they do them in smaller places, but I know California or LA. They do New York City, and I feel somewhere else. But you guys should do it.
Chicago.
Sign the petitions. Do your little thug thizzle. Oh, do we want to talk about that guy? Doja Man.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
wait,
y'all.
I didn't even finish with the.
Finish that. Yeah.
Basically, the husband was gonna let the girls in the front, but the wife was no. So these poor girls had to stand. They were screaming during Doja the entire time and they couldn't see shit. Like I literally have a recording of the Doja performance of them being like, can you see? And the girl's like, no, I can't see anything. Like that's so upsetting to me. Like you don't even like this woman. Like the husband kept looking back to see the girls like screaming and like being so excited. And he was just smiling. And it's like, maybe you can convince your wife can see over this little girl. Like, I don't understand the problem. But let's get into that guy.
Yeah.
He was doing too
So there was this Doja Man. Well, that's what we call him. The Doja Man.
Because when we were waiting in line, he kept being like, Doja.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah.
And so as we're like waiting in the... pretty much in GA, we're waiting. I think a couple people performed. I forgot who was actually performing during that the guy was trying to get past. I forgot who
I don't know. It might have just been like a speaker.
Yeah. There was a kid and he was trying to get like towards the front, I guess, to go to his like father or whoever he was going to. And he was trying to get past and he tapped the guy and was like, hi, like, can I get past? And he was like, no, you have to go around somewhere else. And it was very rude. And knowing that like the GA, like we were all packed, especially because at this time, like there was people that kept like leaving and then we would move forward and leave and then move forward. So like now everyone is kind of like right next to each other. So I'm like, you need to be like real. And the guy was so rude about it. And you can tell kid had to be like maybe 17, 18. Like he.
Oh, I was going to say like 14, 15. He had a baby face on him.
He looked I was thinking like 17. But we'll see.
Maybe like 15,
he was a
16.
minor.
Yeah, he was a baby.
He was a minor.
Yeah.
And the guy was a visibly adult. He had to be like maybe 29. He definitely did give like 29 vibes.
Or maybe it was just from all the smoking and he was actually 22.
Why was he smoking a joint and a cigarette at the same time?
Mind you, this place was nicotine. And nicotine. He had his vape too. I was like, damn ho. And it was a non-smoking event. Granted, people were bringing out their vapes.
Yeah,
but
which was to be expected because when people hear non-smoking, they don't mean their vapes.
Yeah. But you're full out busting out a joint. You're busting out a cigarette in this crowded space.
When I kid you not,
this is not the place.
And I'm like,
oh, he was?
Yes,
I didn't
literally,
see that.
He was scrolling on his phone, literally both in his mouth. I'm like, okay, pick one. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. But he was just so rude about it. And he was snappy. And there was a guy behind next to us, technically. Yeah. And they were going at it. And I was like, real?
Because he was like, why can't you just let him through? Like, he's just trying to get to his dad. And then his friend, the girl, was like, come on, just let him through. Because she was like, where are you trying to go? And he was like, I'm trying to get up and see my dad. And the girl was like, just let him through. And he was like, no. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, grow up. Sir, if you're watching this, you need to grow the fuck up. I hope you caught a cold.
Literally. If you had that tank top on in the rain with those straight back braids, they're gonna kill me. Cornrows. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, it was cornrows.
Sorry, y'all. What else did he have on?
Those gray
horrible glasses. You got those from Shein. No shade to
teeth.
Shein because Shein people need to do that, but I mean they need to pay their workers. So I mean like. Do you shop where you can? Fashion. Yeah, but shop where you can.
There's so much things that can get you canceled nowadays.
Forget him. He was horrible.
Also, okay. Wait, I was gonna say, but FTK.
Oh,
if
no.
you know what that stands for.
It.
Oh, fuck them kids who were behind us because there were these kids here on a field trip.
Yep.
From like. I don't know what school has the budget to send kids. Granted, the concert was free. Like, you just had to sign the petitions and then get the tickets.
No, that definitely would have been it. Honestly, that would be a good field trip if I was in high school or...
But why the fuck these kids were so rude.
Yeah.
Like, I forget how rude kids are younger than us. Like, I thought we could be rude, but kids nowadays, like... they're way more rude. Like, because I would have never done what they did in this type of environment. Why were these kids actively booing the like speakers, telling them to get off the stage? Like, they're booing the other performers. They're like, I just want to hear this person. And then they're also being like, oh, bring out Diddy, bring out P. Diddy, like bring out Gunna. And I'm like,
so, there was a guy on stage and they literally was like, yo, that's Gunna. Yo, that's Gunna. Which is like, okay, funny, but like, at the same time, this guy's literally talking about saving the planet. Like, he's over here talking about some real stuff.
And they would not stop screaming. They were screaming the entire time. They were being so freaking rude. Like, it was actually so, and like, it was on unbelievable. And there were chaperones. The chaperones didn't give a shit.
No, like,
they would only care
said,
if they lost place of any of the kids, and they're like, Miguel, did you see Christina over there? Like, damn,
literally, I'm
like you're not caring that these kids are saying boo. Like, shut the fuck up. You need to stop talking. Like, that shit is rude.
And it was usually
so
like
rude.
During the waiting times, which I understand, like we've been waiting around for so long, but it's like if you're going to a festival, you know that you're going to be standing for a while. You know the circumstances that you're going to get under. Like, you know. So don't come to the festival already talking about something, like, oh, we don't care. I'm like, but you came to a charity event for free tickets to sign petitions. So you signed all those petitions.
For what?
To go here.
Yeah, you should have known.
You didn't even care.
Exactly. You should have even known who the artist was before you came there. So you weren't like, ew, who is this person? Who is that person? Don't. Shut up. Just respect the artists. Duh. They're out there performing in the rain, which they didn't have to do.
Really? Like shout out to Jelly Roll. He was like, literally, when he first got out there after his first song, he was like, you know what? I'm going to be outside in the rain with y'all because I'm real.
Love Jelly Roll for
like,
that.
Forget that. I'm so out
real.
here. And then he was out there.
Yes. And then he went out and performed at SNL later that night. Yep. Like, he was a man about his money. And shout out to my sister. I know you're jealous. I know you're jealous. Shout out to the Jelly Roll fans. Yes. But everyone performed so good. On a brighter note, we saw Gayle King, Hugh Jackman. We saw Liza Koshy. Oh, that was a big middle school. Michaela was freaking the fuck out for Liza Koshy.
No, yeah.
Like, don't give me. Who else?
DJ Khaled. He gotta be on Ozempic, y'all. I don't know.
Oh, bitch.
Sorry. Ooh.
I forgot.
I'm sorry. It's different seeing people in person.
Yeah. I forgot about, I can't remember her name, but the woman from one of the Warriors from Black Panther. Oh my gosh. She was in there.
They're gonna get us, y'all.
They are gonna get us. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like Diana. It's like Diana, but it's not.
You guys will see the photo. Yeah. It will be on the video.
Yeah.
You guys are looking at it as we speak.
I'm better with faces. Promise you, I'm better with faces. But
yes, but she's in the Black Panther.
Shout out to her. Freaking Jane Goodall. The chimp woman came out. Like, I literally came out of the porta potties and they were like, Jane Goodall, everyone. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing? And then I freaking lost my Tower 28. I'm so upset. It's a lip balm for those who don't know what brand that is. I was crushed. I was so upset. Like, I backtracked my steps and everything because I was like, no way. Like, I'm really good at finding stuff when I lose it. But I didn't find that bitch. And I guarantee I left it in the porta potty. Like, I guarantee it dropped there, which is so upsetting. But I really like the cause of Global Citizens Fest. Like, they talked about so many different, like, topics and issues around the world. Like, child marriage, like child brides, and
and a lot of those things people don't talk about. Like the whole like what is it? What would they even call it? I guess child marriage. Like
they were saying child brides, like stop child marriage.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's what it was.
Because they were talking about like these women that are married and like get sold, like
arranged marriages.
Stop arranged marriages basically. And they were like these 3 women that were talking about them getting married at like 16, 17, and they were like, I was actively raped during my TW warning.
Put a trigger warning on that.
Like they're like, I was actively raped during my marriage and stuff like that. Like, they really got deep into it, and them fuck ass kids were booing. I was like, are you sick?
Literally. And I think honestly they did start. They were probably like, okay. Which I'm like, y'all need to actually pay attention because I'm like, these things are legal in certain states, which shouldn't be, which is why they were talking about it.
37 states were still legal for child marriage. Yeah, they really were hating on California.
Which, I mean, everybody got their flaws, but
y'all are a big state.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, but like, then they were talking about what else were they talking about? Abortion laws, which is very prominent right now.
Hello.
Like,
Stop caring about what women are doing with their bodies and worry about what you're doing. It's yours.
Speaking of, I literally saw this morning. Shout out Jennifer Aniston. I love you. I hope you watch this because she is a real one. I love her so much. She posted this like reel on her story this morning, and it was of this like man, this white cis man being like, eating fries, and he was like, where are these women that are bleeding out in parking lots? Because I don't know any of these women. Then a woman, she duets it, and she's like, present, like woman
Period.
present. And she like explained her whole like bleeding out in the car, like her experience. And it was so heartbreaking. And it's like, this man has half of this, not even half, like majority. Well, not I don't even know. I don't know how many people he has mind wiped. But
I mean, it's not even him. He's just like spewing what he's hearing.
Yeah,
like,
it's
how do you actually believe that?
Like,
you came from a woman.
Where's the evidence of the Haitians eating people's pets? Because my grandmother then was like,
get on that.
Oh, the woman that was accusing her Haitian neighbor of eating her pet found her cat in her basement 3 days later. Like, it's that type of shit that you're spewing false information, false facts. Yeah. And you're like, where's the woman that's bleeding out in the parking lot? I don't know any type of woman.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Well, first of all, why do you need evidence of that? Why do you need a woman to come forward to be like, yeah, I was bleeding out. I lost my baby and I was bleeding out in the parking lot. I was in so much tremendous pain. Why do you need proof of that rather than, oh, I believe that there are Haitians eating pets. Like, I believe my black neighbor was eating my pet.
Like what the heck?
What the hell? Like, that shit is actually insane to me.
It's insane.
And then, like, to get into, this was a very good transition because this is basically
to get into
our
next
topic, which is the election coming up.
Yes.
Because it is so important for the younger generation, specifically our generation.
Yes.
Especially because this is our first, like 2004 kids, this is our first big presidential election that we get to vote in. Yep. Don't be a fool. I'm sorry.
No, like don't be dumb.
Don't be a fool. Like, and you sent me video, like I watched part of this 1 hour and 30-minute Jubilee video.
Yes.
It was one Republican.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can go.
It was basically this one guy. His name is Dean. You guys will see him on the screen as of like right now. His name is Dean, and it was a Jubilee video, and this one, they called him like liberal. You know, they just have to say stuff for like the thumbnails and stuff.
But the caption was one woke teen
one woke
against
teen.
20 Trump supporters.
Yes.
Which is the video,
And pretty much throughout the video, they gave, since he was the only person there, he had different prompts that he would say or statements. And each Trump supporter would have the chance to kind of go up, kind of like...
it was
like
a debate.
Musical chairs,
it was like
basically.
It was
and
like a debate. And then
they raised
like
a red flag if they wanted to. What?
Oh, I was just about to ask what the red flag meant.
Yeah, so the red flags is basically when they either just wanted to vote him out, so they wanted to be the next person.
Oh,
so if they were like. Originally, in the beginning, that's how it was supposed to go. But towards the end of the video, like Dean had came out like after, and he was saying how it was very irritated because people just started to raise him up when they were like, actually, no, pick me. But they were actually just for like, actually, I don't agree, next person.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, towards the end, everyone started to just be like, oh my God, like, yeah.
Okay, that one woman, Lori, I'm name dropping.
Yes.
That bitch went up not once but twice. I don't know if she went up anymore, but I watched like the first 30 minutes because
she went 3 times.
Oh, she went 3 times.
She went up a couple times. There were a couple people who went up.
She was spewing some dumb shit because she was talking about immigration laws.
Yep.
And she was like, they need to get out of the country. And then proceeded to be like, my husband's an illegal immigrant.
No.
And I'm
literally,
like,
y'all, in the video, she's like, my husband's an illegal immigrant. He got here illegally.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way. It's like either he came here illegally or he came here legally. Like,
then one of his prompts was like, Donald Trump is a racist.
Yes.
And they were really saying that Obama was from Kenya. Like, they strongly believed that he was from Kenya.
For the people who don't know, basically Trump started this whole thing a couple years ago, basically saying that Barack wasn't an actual U.S. citizen since he was like born in Hawaii, and saying that he was from Kenya. Like, he started the whole thing. Everyone started to talk about it, which basically just summed up to be about his skin, if that makes sense. Like, because he wouldn't have said that to any other white person.
No, yeah.
If there was any other white person going against him, he would have just been like, saying other stuff.
And then this other guy, he was like, I don't think he's a racist. I think racist is and this guy was right. I did agree with him. He was like, racism and racist is such a strong word. People throw it around so often.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
kind of like the word love. Like, but like, don't equivalate it to love. Like, people do throw racist around pretty often. Like, I will say, like, I'll be like, oh, she's racist. Like, just not to be like.
I feel like in his context, though, I'll let you keep going with your thought.
The way he was presenting racism was more of like actions. Like, you have to do actions to be proven as a racist. Because he was like, oh, Hitler was a racist because of what he did to the Jews. Yeah. He said he was throwing in
when I tell you in the beginning of his video or in the beginning of his, like, I guess, statement or his speech, that's what he was talking about. He was like, when I look back at people who are racist, it's Hitler, it's things like that. But when it came to black people and he referred to us as blacks, which I'm happy that the Dean guy actually corrected him.
He was like, don't use that. It should be African American.
Right. And the guy was literally, he was like, don't use that because you call them African Americans, not the blacks.
Because they really were like, the blacks.
Yeah,
the blacks,
and he was like,
blacks.
That's your opinion. And I'm like, oh, please, let me hop through that camera because I'm going to show you my opinion.
Then here's the other thing. He was like, racism is any forms of speech, of actions, but he was saying it's only actions.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, just because he said it doesn't mean he's a racist.
Yeah,
but
he was like, what action? What actions? I'm like.
And here's the other thing. Dean would ask them a question like, do you think, like, what's your view? Or like, just like sum it up.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, I just did. I'm waiting for you. And it's like, but you never answered his initial question. Like, what do you mean? Like they did that so many times. They would always
jump around. And I wonder, maybe I'll pause or I'll do a little freeze frame and I'll play up a piece of it because y'all, when I tell you he would ask them a clear statement, like when I tell you Dean debating king, like he had a clear statement. He knew all of his points and they would just jump around and find one little thing. And they're just going to talk about that. He's like, no, you're not answering the actual question. I'm asking you, is Trump a racist? And they're like, well, answer.
That one girl who was, that girl was an idiot.
Oh, which girl?
The girl who was saying Kamala slept with 40 million people.
Let me tell you, because I had to do my research because I was like, hold on. So you guys probably have seen the photo of Kamala Harris and Willie Brown, who was like a former mayor in San Francisco and around like before we were born, like 2000. I think his last term ended in 2004. Let's see, y'all fact check me in the comments, y'all.
Yeah.
But they basically dated in like 1994 and like for a year. He was married, but they were still legally married, but they had been separated. Like they had been separated for years.
Which is a difference. I feel like there's a difference. It's kind of like, not to throw in pop culture, but like, and not to throw in, if you're a Desperate Housewives fan, it was kind of giving that time in the last season with Lynette Scavo and Tom Scavo got separated. He dated this other woman. He was living with this other woman, but they were still legally married.
Right. And even for their case, I don't even think they were living with each other. I think
they weren't.
They
he
literally
had
were
moved
just
out.
dating.
Like, they were separated.
Yeah.
Like they were separated. She started dating other people. He was dating someone else.
Literally. Like, and everyone took it as
they were having an affair.
She's a whore. She's home wrecking. And so in the video, that's the one girl. I'm not even gonna.
I don't know
speak of her name. Yeah. But she was pretty much like, she slept her way to the top. She's not a good representation for women, which I can't speak on because I'm a man. But in this case, it's not true.
She's fighting for our rights, unlike some people. Yeah.
And her whole thing was like, she slept her way to the top. And he asked her, he was like, so there was like 4 point something million people voted for her in California. And so he was like, how many of those people did she have to sleep with to sleep her way to the top? Which is true.
Like, and she was like, I don't know. All of them. All of them.
She could have. Like, what do you mean?
Dean was like, she slept with 4 million people. And she was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, what do you mean?
Listen to yourself.
And that's the other thing. Half of the time they don't have evidence.
Yeah,
they're
literally,
just speaking opinion. And then they'll be like, but that's your opinion. And it's like, okay, but you just voiced your opinion to me and I'm fact checking you.
And another thing I loved about the video is that after every point, if someone would say something that was totally factually, like it was not even correct, you will see a fact checker up there from the news person that sponsored the video.
Yeah.
So it was great. Like, you guys should totally watch it. It will be linked down below. You guys should watch it because it's like, oh, so they're going to clock you right now as you're over here saying just bullshit. And Dean did a really good job. Like, he remembered everything in his head. He had like a couple note cards, but when I tell you, y'all,
he was really good. But he also
numbers.
That's his like job.
Yeah,
because he is a political debater.
But he was prepared because a lot of the people were dumb. And this one guy, it was actually the guy who was talking about being a racist. He came up there I think four times.
The first guy,
yeah, the first guy. He came up there 4 times.
He would always be the first one to go up there because he was Cuban and Hispanic, and he was like, how is he a racist if he's like, I don't even know his points.
He was saying, how is he racist if he's giving Black and POC people jobs and stuff like that, which is honestly not even true, because half the time the workers that you're talking about is people that work in his house. That's not a job. That is a Black job according to him.
Also, there was that guy when they were talking about the economy in like the middle lower class. Yeah. And because Trump really only wants to help out the 1%.
Literally.
Like, he only wants to help
out the 1%.
And this man who was literally, he was like, I'm a middle lower class and most of my friends are upper class. He was literally defending Dean's like prompt.
He's like, well, all my friends, they make a little bit more than me, but
and he was like, but I'm living comfortably.
Yeah,
and it's
I'm still benefiting.
Like, how are you? I stopped because that's when we had to leave. Like, we had to book it here.
But like after that, like, he literally was just saying nothing.
Yeah,
like, it was nothing.
He isn't helping because I work in a grocery store. Literally, every other customer is like, groceries are so high. How are groceries? Every day they get higher. Every day they get higher.
What one of the
How
people
is
said.
The lower middle class like affording groceries? How are you living comfortably if you can't even afford toilet paper? Answer me that.
Like, literally.
Answer me that, because he'd be like, but I can. And it's like, but I bet you're like, damn, $13, $16 for a 12, 24 pack of toilet paper. That's so much money. Didn't it? It used to be like $10.
Yeah, which sucks. It's because of inflation. And another guy brought that up, and he was like, well, under Biden and Harris's administration, blah, 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 blah. But in Trump's, and it had to do with like inflation stuff. He was like, do you really think that when Trump was in president, when we literally had COVID, why, like, what? And everywhere it was going up, everything. So it's like, you can't expect little things like that. Like, I think that's just weird.
The guy, he was like, well, inflation's still high, and it's because of Biden. But then Dean was like, no, it's because we're still under Trump's like tax like bill.
Right.
So it's like, you guys will fact check,
obviously.
Then Dean, we love Dean.
Love literally.
Dean, because then Lori, she wanted to come and
y'all, we're not ageist. I just had to think about that. I'm like, wait.
Cut that out then. Cut that out.
I mean, I'm not going to cut it out because we said what we said.
The Botox bitch, because she had really bad Botox. She was talking about, and she talked like this. She talked like this. She was talking about, oh my God.
Which time? Because she was talking about immigration.
I forgot. I just lost my train of thought.
No.
Oh my God.
I mean, if it comes back to you, but to sum it up, she literally said a whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah, it was a whole bunch of nothing. And she was
talking about as like a person who has, I guess, like been to his house or blah blah blah, and all these different things. I'm like, well, lady, that is you. And the point I was going back to the first guy. I'll put him up. He had like this little red shirt on.
I know.
But he, at the closer to the end of the video, he came up and he was like, no, I want to talk to you from the real point of view, because you're doing all this book smart and stuff, but you're not actually in the like streets. And what to me, I felt that is you can't handle what Dean is saying, because he's hitting you with all the facts. So you want to go around him and say shit that you do know.
Dean called out Trump for being a convicted criminal, and she was like, because she was like, we can't let these criminals in, and he's like, but you're literally electing one, and she's like, but those are fake. What?
Convicted. How many counts did they find him guilty for?
It was like 30 something.
I thought it was in the 40s. Oh. Whatever it was, 30 to 40. Please, yeah,
that's crazy.
They got you, sir.
Yeah,
I don't can't fake that.
I don't get it. And it's so upsetting because we're so like watching the Jubilee video, and then there was another video. It was another Jubilee video where it was like 5. Not the light going.
It was like similar to the.
Yeah, it was like 5 Democrats and 5 Republicans.
Yeah, and
just seeing how divided we are is so sad.
And there's so many black and brown people up there, and when I tell y'all, like, we don't all have to have the same beliefs, but please
we have to stick
think
together.
about yourself. Like, look at your skin.
Even women, like, think about your rights being taken away from you actively.
Literally.
And him being like, the other day he was saying, I'm your protector, I'll protect you. I don't want you to protect me, you're taking my rights away. I don't feel protected. And the ones that are saying it's because of this damn, not the book going out. And the ones that are saying it's like, what is it? I don't even know. It's up to the states.
Oh, yeah.
Half of the states are going to take your rights away.
Majority of the time, your state is a Republican state. So, like, obviously, they're going to vote against certain things. Like, that's why you don't want it like that. You need someone to intervene. Like, hello? But I won't let this one slide, is that there's so many black people up there, and you really just have to vote. Like, don't be dumb. And vote. Today, literally, Trump literally said his action against violence would be to have 1 day of just strict violence, which to me and everybody on social media is saying that's literally the purge. And if that's what you're voting for,
have fun.
Actually, the door is there.
Yeah.
And the door, exit, please.
Knock on wood. Because we're very superstitious over here.
Yeah.
God forbid he gets elected. I'm moving to Canada. I'm not playing.
Please, does Canada even want me? Drake, where you at, Drake? They not like us.
Yeah.
Please.
Anyway, we gotta go. We gotta close it out. But really think about this election coming out. Register to vote if you haven't already.
To vote. Click the link in our bios.
Yourself. Watch these Jubilee videos. Watch any election video. See the difference. If you're like, oh, this side is making better points than this side. At least find a happy medium. I don't even know. There's no happy medium. We're so divided.
Every party has their own things. 100% Democrats, blah, blah, blah. 100% Republicans, blah. 100% third party. Like, just vote where you feel true, like where you feel your views are seen.
Yeah.
And if that is on Trump's side, I'm sorry, my opinion will stand, and you're gonna have to exit out my life, so we just gonna say that one. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk to your friends about different things like that. If you can't talk to your friends about things this,
I never talked about politics with my back home friends, because back home you don't know at all. Like, it's so mixed match, and it's so scary, and I don't talk about politics at home. But here, and I hear Maria in my head going, you go to a liberal school. No, not really, because it's also separated here. Like, you know the ones that are, you kind of know the ones that aren't. And we just need to come together and just think about each other. Right. Think about each other's rights.
And
think
don't
about
even
each
just
other's
stop
futures.
voting now for this election. Keep voting in every election, because it's not just the president that you have to vote in. There's more people that combine on a full team. So vote for them all. Yes. And, if you're not voting, you're not a baddie.
Yes.
And that's how we'll end it there.
We'll have a nice week. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes.
I hope we shed some light.
Right.
I hope
we were very angry in this episode, but we had to let some things off. We had to.
I don't talk about this type of stuff.
And there's only one way
now
for you guys
I have a platform to talk about it and to spread awareness. So you got to do what you got to do.
Period. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.